friends and viewers. Welcome back to my channel, Many Worlds, where I share my travels with you. If this is your first time here, hope you like this adventure and come back to watch more. Well, welcome back to the Ladakh series. We spent nearly a month in Ladakh, hired a car and traveled to many beautiful remote places. In this episode, I take you through the final episode of Sham Valley, Saspol Caves. For the other places I visited in Sham Valley, have a look at Sham Valley Parts 1 and 2. Ladakh's monasteries are well frequented, but one hidden gem worth visiting are the Saspol painted rock caves located in Sham Valley, about 76 kilometers from Leh and only about 4 kilometers from Alchi Monastery. From LADAKH Monastery we drove back onto the highway, and from there we crossed the bridge, it is across the river, to get to Saspol. These caves were used by Buddhist monks as early as 4th century BC for meditation, and 2 of the caves contain one of the finest and rare examples of Buddhist art dating back to 14th or 15th century. The turnoff to the caves is not very well signposted, so you have to keep close watch on this right turn, which is about 1.4 kilometers from the Alchi school. India has a long history of rock art, cave paintings, but not many in Ladakh. As you drive up this narrow gravelly road, you can just start seeing the caves up on a steep ridge. There are about 23 caves. Now, of the 23 caves, many have collapsed, and really only 5 caves were adorned with paintings, but it is very risky to go into 3 of the caves, so you can only visit 2 caves with caution. I could see the ruins of the 9th century Saspol fort. That's Saspol Caves up there. The main cave, also called cave number 2, was painted red and there was whitewash around it. The views from up here, which is about 12,700 feet, was just spectacular, stunning. Looks like there's a little goat track. Could hardly see the trail. It was a narrow, steep trail with loose gravel, loose stones, and on an almost vertical ridge. Pretty scary, really. Climbed there slowly. Couldn't go very fast because I was still acclimatizing to these high altitudes and was having a bit of difficulty breathing. This was all very loose rock, and many of the caves have actually crumbled. There's been a lot of weathering of this soft rock, and erosion has occurred as well, wind erosion, snow, and this has led to a lot of damage to the caves. So to protect these sacred paintings, there has been some restoration work involved, and it's good to see that they're trying to preserve these ancient paintings. Climbed up to Saspol Caves. Here we are. The main cave does have a door. It was open, otherwise we would have had to go down to the house to get the keys. On entering the cave, I had to adjust to the light, but what I saw stunned me. Literally blown away by the intricateness of each of the paintings, such detail, and marveled how thousands of years later, here I was witnessing such ancient art. These exquisite paintings are believed to have been made by the followers of Drikung Kagyu school of Tibetan Buddhism. Kagyu is one of the main schools of Tibetan Buddhism, also called Vajrayana. Vajrayana is a Buddhist tradition which incorporates mantras, dharanis, mudras, mandalas and meditation, all part of tantric practices or tantra. As I understood it, there are 4 classes of tantra in the new school of Buddhism: Kriya, Charya, Yoga, and finally the unsurpassed level of tantra, Anuttara Yoga. Also known as deity yoga, it is meant to be practiced by only very experienced practitioners and is not for everyone. It is one of the main practices of Drikung Kagyu, and this meditation cave in Saspol had paintings depicting Anuttara Yoga tantric practices and the deities that are associated with this form of tantra. One of the main differences between deity yoga in unsurpassed yoga tantra and in the lower tantras is somewhat the fierce and also sexual or dual appearances of male and female deities. So in Anuttara Yoga, it is common for these deities to be depicted in sexual union, combining the feminine values and masculine values. If they are in union, it is considered to be inner tantra. Encourages us to take a deeper look at our perceptions, recognize our primordial nature and maintain our mind in its natural state. I was in total awe of these paintings, and when I got back home, I spent quite a bit of time trying to figure out the different panels, the different deities and what it all meant. It took me a while to do the research, but then I came up with this simple mud map where as you walk in, you see the central panel, which I've called the Sakyamuni panel, panel number 1. And then on the left are panels 2 and 3, and on the right are panels 4 and 5. The wall that you see as you enter the cave, which is called the central wall or front-facing wall. I've called this the Sakyamuni wall because Sakyamuni takes the center position on this wall. Then there are 6 paintings to the left of it as you're facing the Buddha and 6 on the right of it. On the left hand side, Tsongkhapa, the founder of the yellow sect of Buddhism, was seated in the middle, flanked by Vajravarahi on the left, red Vajravarahi on the top and white version of Vajravarahi at the bottom. Vajravarahi symbolizes supreme power that removes all obstacles in the path to enlightenment, as well as the passion, compassion and wisdom that overcomes ignorance and attachment to the illusory self. On the right of Tsongkhapa were the powerful Yabyum male-female union of Kalachakra deity. Kalachakra is a very powerful tantric deity. The Kalachakra Tantra is considered to be the key teaching in Tibetan Buddhism. It is said to be a powerful way to achieve spiritual advancement and attain enlightenment, and to attain the ultimate level of awareness. It is believed to reveal the secrets of the universe and the ultimate nature of reality. The Kalachakra practice is said to be highly effective in removing obstacles, pacifying conflicts, and destroying negative influences. On the right of Sakyamuni, there were 6 other very colorful paintings, and they were actually quite scary to look at, but it is part of this Anuttara Yoga. So there was the famous Chakra Samvara on the left with the consort Vajravarahi. The male Chakra Samvara represents skillful means, the tools one uses to get to enlightenment, and the female Vajravarahi indicates the wisdom required to get there. Then in the middle at the top was Guhya Samaja, also known as secret union. This deity of Guhya Samaja, in union with its consort, embodies symbolic secrets representing wisdom and compassion in dynamic balance. At the bottom there was Vajrabhairava. Vajrabhava with the buffalo head, fierce looking, frightens away egotism and selfishness, which is the root of all suffering, and in this true form reveals the awesome and terrifying nature of enlightenment. Then on the right was the very famous Hivajra deity with the consorts. There was the multi-armed Hivajra on the top and the two-armed Hivajra at the bottom. Hivajra is one of the main Anuttara Yoga Tantra meditational deities of Tibetan Buddhism. Hivajra personifies enlightenment, appears to be dancing vigorously to symbolize the freedom from existence. So all these paintings were just on that front wall as you enter the cave. I have summarized them to the best of my ability in this pictorial diagram of the front wall. As you look to the left of the central panel, you see panel 2, which I've called the Amitabha panel, and it appears to be more Indian in nature, and hence this really beautiful mix of Indian and Tibetan Buddhism art in Saspol caves. Just above the boulders blocking the entrance to another cave was the image of Amitabha. Amitabha in Anuttara Yoga Tantra is one of the 5 main Buddhas, cosmic Buddhas. He is shown to be in Sukhavati, or Pure Land, or the Happy Land. Sukhavati is described in the Pure Land Sutras as being a very happy, joyous world, soft, glowing, filled with music of birds and trees adorned with precious jewels, garlands of golden bells. In this image, Amitabha is sitting on a lotus in the midst of a pond attended by many bodhisattvas. On the right of Amitabha are 2 bodhisattva attendants, Avalokiteshvara and Usnisa Vijaya. They are 2 of the 3 Pure Land sages. On the left of Amitabha, as you're looking at Amitabha, was a painting with the white tiger and blue dragon and what appeared like snakes in the middle. And underneath it, the image of the bodhisattvas wasn't clear. I wondered if these were paintings of Vajrapani, because Vajrapani is part of a triad of family protectors along with Avalokiteshvara and Manjushri, which is shown on the right hand side. If you're looking at this wall, on the right of Avalokiteshvara is the beautiful painting of Manjushri and Maitreya. They are seated and there's a vase-shaped jug in between them. And under this image is a rare painting of Vajra Vidarana, surrounded by many small paintings of Bodhisattvas, Mahasiddhas and Arhats. Each of those small paintings are so intricate. The proportion of the face, the body is so well done. Here's a look at one of the small miniature Bodhisattvas on the top of Manjushri and Maitreya. The word Tantra in Sanskrit means the warp of a loom. Loom where you weave cloth on. Here is a beautiful painting of Tantipa the weaver in Saspol cave, and the warp are the strings of this loom, and you weave other strings across in order to make a piece of cloth. So this image of the loom indicates that Tantra is a type of practice that provides a structure onto which we can weave all the different themes of practice. In between panels 1 and 2 is a little bit of wall with the painting of the wrathful Vajrapani. Vajrapani indicates the powerful hand of Buddha that cannot be defeated, and it defeats the poisons of pride, anger, hate and jealousy. On this painting, you can see 5 figures of Garuda, eagle, each in a different color, painted along Vajrapani's body in the middle. If you keep going left, you will see another panel, which I've called panel 3, where the green Tara and white Tara are painted. this wall had many Bodhisattvas and Mahasiddhas painted, each one so intricate. Beautiful paintings. So these were the paintings on the left side of the main wall, and I have summarized it here. Right of the central wall, there was another wall panel 4, which I've called the Dipankara wall, because Dipankara took center stage on this wall along with many Bodhisattvas and little Mahasiddhas around it. So there is Dipankara on the top and Maitreya Buddha at the bottom. Further right from this was the final panel in Cave 2, panel number 5, and I have produced a little summary of Vajrapani, Hayagriva, Avalotikeshvara and Manjushru, as well as Vaisravan. All these deities evoke powerful emotions and depict certain aspects of the human nature that one needs to conquer to achieve enlightenment. The other cave is exposed to the element and has lost a lot of its color, and it almost appears bleached. The paintings in this cave were very different and depicted more mandalas, and Sakyamuni Buddha, Bodhisattvas, Arhats, and paintings of Avalokiteshvara, the 11-armed, 1,000-head deity. So many of the paintings in this cave are damaged, cracked, where the walls have cracked. Much required restoration work is required to preserve such ancient and beautiful paintings. I was fully satisfied having stopped at Saspol caves, and although it was a long day, I'm glad I did visit Saspol caves. The track to the ruins of the Saspol fort was quite precarious, so I didn't go there. It was time to head back to Leh. I had completed my full day trip, so we headed home. It was a long drive home, but we had seen most of the things we wanted to see. Saspol Caves was a true exploration of the various methods designed to help practitioners and ourselves achieve a deeper understanding of yourself, to look within, observe thoughts and sensations, and develop compassion and kindness. It is so true about what the Buddha said. The mind is everything. It is so powerful. What we think is what we become. My mind was buzzing with so many ideas. It was a good visit. To get to see all these places in one day, driver Abu suggested that we go to the furthest place first. So we actually visited the places in this order, and I hope you can do the same and visit all the places from Leh, or alternatively keep heading towards Lamayuru if that is your itinerary. So join me in my next episode where I take you through my next destination. Until then, take care, be safe, and see you next time.